Hey guys, we are going to start on the album for the Medium Keepsake box that we made. This one here, right? So we're going to make the album that goes inside of here. And I think I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to make one that actually is going to go in there, but then I'm going to make another one to show you a different way how to make it, and maybe some uses for all those cut-off pieces from your pattern paper when you cut them down to go through your printer. I don't have my bandage on my hand today, but I hope that doesn't freak you guys out too much. It's much better, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that wished me well and gave me some advice on what to do for it and all of that. I just really wanted to say thank you for all of your support over my hand, but it is better. It's been a couple weeks now, so it's looking pretty good. So anyway, so I'm still babying it, but anywho's. So what we're going to need for the album is page 1 in the album section. You're going to need, this is a traceable template, so what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 of the cover pieces and then 1 of the spine pieces. So I went ahead and cut those out, and I also cut another set out and wrapped it in black cardstock. So this is going to be the other album we're going to make. We're going to make it the same way. I'm just not going to do the black one on camera. I'm just going to show you each time we have a step, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. So you're going to need 2 covers, 1 spine. Then we're also going to need page 2. For this page, I left me a little post-it note so I can remind you. You want to print this on the back side of whatever page you want on your cover, okay? So this is on the back side. It's just basically a guide. You can trace this out. I printed it out because I wanted to put some of the wood grain on there, kind of like the box itself. Oh, I did want to point out, I didn't do this on camera, but I did go add some vintage photo to the outside of my box because it was kind of bright looking compared to the top with my little love letters here, which I will link all of these videos below, making the box and doing the embellishment of the box. And of course the templates, and anything I use in the video I will try to link below as well. So anyway, so it was just a little too stark pink for me, so I just kind of went with my blending tool there and just kind of went all around all the edges so that it kind of toned it down a little bit. I just want to point that out. And when I go to embellish the covers of the mini album, the rose gold sequence that came with the Rosie Bell, I'm going to add some to this cover as well. Okay, so I've already trimmed this out, but you'll need page 3. And then for the black one, we're going to need page 4, but I'm going to wait on that. So let's put the covers together first. Okay, so I've got my page number 2, which is this one, and my 2 cover pieces and my spine piece. So here's what's going to happen. The spine piece is going to be attached down there, and then this piece is going to go there, and this piece is going to go there. Then we're going to wrap everything around, okay? So that's why you want to print this out on the back side of your paper that you want on your cover. So this one's directional, it looks like. So I need to make sure, well, actually it doesn't really matter right now. And since my lining piece isn't directional, not really, it might be a little bit, I can just apply these any way, shape, or form. So I am going to, on the spine piece, I'm going to use score tape. This is Sue Quain score tape, and I'm just going to run a few strips. I have bigger score tape, like I have an inch wide score tape, but I realize not everybody has that, so I'm just going to use this. And I think I'm going to run it on both sides. I'm going to run the score tape on both sides of this piece. Okay, and so for these, the 2 cover pieces, I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac glue. This is by Beacon. This is my favorite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the whole side of this with score tape. I'm going to cover the whole side with Fabri-Tac. And then we're going to stick it down. So I'm just going to line it up, and you know what, if you don't get it exactly perfect, that's okay. There's one thing that you need to make certain of, and that is that your lines are that, you know, that these are all even. Does that make sense? I'll show you what I'm talking about in just a second. So I'm going to put that down. And then there's all these lines. You want to keep these little small parts, they need to be not covered. So you don't want to put anything on those two little small parts. They're 1/8 of an inch gap there. So now I'm going to put my spine piece on. And the easiest way to do that is to just kind of like tilt it up a little bit and make sure, try to line the top and the bottom up with this cover piece. And then just lay it down. Now it looks like I may have cut my spine piece just a little too big. It kind of got into this gap. So when I put this piece on, I'm just going to come over just a little bit. It's a very forgiving template. So I'm going to put the glue on the back side of this. And then I'm going to make sure I leave myself a big enough gap. And then I'm going to make sure that this is even. So if it's not, I can just pull it down a little bit. And same up here. Looks pretty good. So then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use my Teflon bone folder here. And I'm just going to burnish it down really good. Try not to get it to move anywhere. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to snip the corners off at an angle, and you want to leave about 1/8 of an inch from the corner of your chipboard. Then I'm going to take my bone folder. This just makes it easier for the paper to fold. And I'm going to make a score mark around all 4 corners or 4 edges. Then I'm going to tilt it up on itself and make another score mark. It just helps it fold over the chipboard. So I'm going to do that for all 4 sides. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and prep it, fold it over, and burnish it. Oh, I forgot to tell you what the paper line is. Whoopsie. It is Love Clippings by Prima. It's really pretty. So that's what I'm using for this whole medium-sized box and mini album. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this tape, the backing off of this tape. And then I'm just going to use my ATG gun, just my tape runner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around the whole entire edge, including going over top of those corners of that chipboard. Can you tell that I did that right there in the very corner? I went over top of that corner. It just kind of helps everything stay stuck down. And the reason I'm just using tape runner for this part is because we're going to put more secure tape on this. So this will be holding everything down. Oops. I'm also going to run an extra strip down both of these wider parts. Just like that. Almost knocked that off from the floor. Alright, so then I'm going to fold this over and press it down. And I'm going to go ahead and notch my corners in a little bit there. I like to do the 2 long sides first. I don't know why, it's just my favorite way to do it. And I'm going to press those little corner pieces down just a little bit. And then I'm going to fold the 2 ends down. I almost cut it a little too close right there. I have a tool. It's like the perfect tool for corner cutting, and I used it all the time when I made custom albums and stuff. It just looked much nicer, much more professional and clean, but somebody was buying it for me. It wasn't like a gift, you know. Somebody was buying it from me. It wasn't like a gift. I need to ink the edges of this real quick. I'm just using Archival Ink in jet black. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I am going to add some score tape all around the edges to this. And then I'm also going to add some score tape along the edges here on the cover, right by the spine where the opening is, just so it doesn't like bubble up right there. Sometimes when you go to fold paper, the thicker it is, the more it wants to kind of like bubble up. Okay, so then the last adhesive I'm going to add in here is my Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to go along the inside here where I don't think there's going to be any tape. Okay, try not to get my hand in the glue. Alright, and I'm going to take the backing off of this. There we go. So then I'm just going to flip this over, and I don't think it's a directional. Oh, it does have a little bit of handwriting in there in white. Okay, so basically you want to just center it all the way around. There should be about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Maybe a little more because I got off a little bit there. Can you see? There's a little bit more of a gap there than there is here. Oh well. It will be fine. Okay, so then I'm just going to burnish this down really good. I really want that spine piece to really hold down to that score tape, because that's what's, you know, going to be holding most of the weight is the page that we're going to stick down, and all the embellishments and all of that good jazz. So you just want to do that. And there we go. And then I think, do I want to ink it right now, or do I want to bend it? I'm going to run ink around the edges and the front and back just real quick. It's easier before you bend it, I think. Alright, so then you want to take your bone folder, and you kind of want to gently give it a little bit of a bend before you run your bone folder in there, just a little bit. And you just want to gently bend it. There's a big gap there, so it should have no problem bending. And then the same on this side. Okay, and you just want to be gentle, and you just want to work on it just a little bit at a time. You don't want to go willy-nilly and just, you know, it'll crack if you go too fast, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we've got that bit. Now I'm going to ink the rest of the edges. See, it cracked just ever so slightly. It just got into a little bit of a hurry. And I think I will have to go through and add some distress ink onto this, because look at the difference in the brightness, right? I wanted to kind of dull it down just a little bit. If you want to, you can go in there and get the inside crease. It's a little harder to get, but you can totally do it. And I didn't do a very good job, but there you go. Okay. And so I've obviously made the black one already. I've already added the page. Let's do that. Let me get the page. There's only one page. Well, it's actually 2 pages, but it's just like the stack the pages, where you're just going to put a strip of tape in the middle and stick it right to the spine. So it's that simple. So let me get that. And that is on page 5. So that's page 5. So here's that page, and we're going to score it and stick it directly down. Let me get my scoreboard. And this is a Martha Stewart scoreboard, a little mini one. And I'm just going to lay this on here. I'm going to score it at both lines. And that is a 1/4 of an inch, that little space there. I also wanted to point out that some of the pages I printed the wood grain on, and some of them I didn't. I don't know, I was just kind of, I don't know what was going on in my brain, but I don't know why I did some and not everything. It's a little strange. But anyway, we'll just make it work. So let's see. So then you want to go ahead and prep it and fold it and give it a good burnish. Have a good crease there. A good crease, a good sharp fold. So before I put any tape on here, I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of this. So then what you want to do is you want to take some score tape. Now I could use my 1/4 of an inch score tape, but I'm afraid it's going to go, I'm going to go ahead and use it. I've got 1/8 of an inch too, but I'm afraid it's going to go over top of the, or go past the just for the safe side here, just to be on the safe side, not for the safe side, I'm going to use my 1/8 of an inch Suquane score tape, and I'm going to run 2 pieces down, avoiding the score mark that I have there. So I'm going to have to take the backing off of this one first before I lay my second one down. I was looking through all of my supplies, and I actually have like 5 rolls of this 1/8 of an inch, so I better use it, you know. This is what I'm thinking. I just need to use it. Okay. It's a little hard to use because it's so tiny. I feel like it's so delicate. But it gets the job done too. Then I'm going to run just a little bit of glue stick on there. This is just cheapo Hobby Lobby store brand glue stick. So what you want to do is then you want to open your covers back up. And you want to flatten this back out, and this is the same width as your liner, or height as your liner. It should be anyway. So then you just want to carefully find the center of that spine and just, you know, lay it down. Before you press anything, you want to lift it up and see where you're at. I don't think I'm in the center. I think I'm a little over. So thanks to that glue stick, I am able to move it. That might be over a little bit too much the other way now. Alright, I think that's it. Now let me straighten her back up. Okay, and then you just want to press it down. Just going to press it down. Really good. You really want contact there. Okay, so now the main page is inside of the album. See? That's simple. I mean, you could even stop right there if you wanted to do something really simple and just add pictures. Just a really quick, simple little thing. It's cute. I like it. Okay, so there's a second part to this, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I've already done that page in here in the black one. So what I want to do now is I want to show you how I'm going to mat this. And this one is going to be a portrait, and this one is going to be a landscape, okay? So I'm going to mat this black one with the large cutoff pieces from here, from cutting all these pages down. So let me grab it and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, you probably have never seen my scrapper keeper, but I'll link this video below too on exactly how I made this and what it is. But it's full of plastic sleeves that I have adjusted to my own needs. So this is the large cutoff piece, and then these are the small cutoff pieces. So I keep all of this stuff together so that I have all these pieces when I want to make something with them. So this entire album, with one slight adjustment, this part, the black one that we're doing, can be matted with these large cutoff pieces. So I just wanted to show you because I figured people would be asking me about this sleeve and where do I get it and why do I have it and whatever. It's a system that I made for myself to keep track of all of my small pieces. So that's why they're in this plastic sleeve here. So now I'm going to start picking out some of the papers that match this so that we can mat the black album, the landscape one. Okay, so, oh look, it's right on top too. So I am going to use this piece on my cover. It's going to be like right here. This is the adjustment I was telling you we have to make. It is not big enough for the cover, so we're going to have to kind of like do some matting or add some extra little something to it. I haven't quite decided just yet how I want to do it, but like, here's my prototype. This one I did not print. Since I printed this directly onto the pattern paper, I don't have to mat it. So, but here I had to just added another strip. So here's the large cutoff piece, and then I just added one of the small cutoff pieces and just tore the edge, and it looks really cute too. So I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do this one yet. So we need that one, and then what's the inside? The little polka dots. Polka dots. Yeah, there's little heart polka dots, and then there's polka dots. You know? What, girl? Why can't I find it? Oh no, do I not have one of those? Surely I do. There's a heart polka dot. Is it this piece? Oh, it might be this piece. I think it is this piece. Where's the, when I trimmed this one out, the liner, I kept the pieces that I trimmed off that page, so that's it. That's what this is. So I'll use that piece. I usually keep those in a plastic sleeve too, I just hadn't gotten one out yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out what I'm going to do for the covers, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a punch, and I am going to like have this metallic-y paper on each side, top and bottom. I think that'll be really pretty because it's what's inside the box here, right? So I'm going to use this punch, and it's I just got it about a month ago. It's by Martha Stewart, and it's called Floral Lace. I wrote it on the bottom there. First thing I'm going to do, I think, is just, let me get this piece off of here. These are just scraps. A couple of them are the small cut-off pieces. But I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to trim one side of it and just test it out and see what it looks like. So you punch and then you slide them over and you match up the design there. And you slide it again, match up the design. It's kind of hard to see for me because the lights are glaring on it, and it's a metallic paper, and then there's a metallic silver design under there you're supposed to match up. Anyway, it's not that hard. It's just, if I wasn't filming, it wouldn't be hard, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay. And I don't know if this is supposed to stay attached, but I didn't match mine up very well, so let's see what that would look like. Remember, this is, oh, look at all the little confetti. So this is for the black one. So I think it would do something like this. And I think that might be super cute. What do you think? You think that'd be cute? Let me get it up closer. Not that you're going to be able to answer me right now, but if you think it's cute, let me know. I think it's cute. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that on the front and back. I don't know, what should maybe I should do something too on the spine. Let's see. Should I do? No, I'm just going to do it on the front and back. I'm not worried about the spine. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing on this back side. And then I'm going to do it to 2 more strips here. And then I'll be back. Okay, so I cut all the strips, and I cut that thicker one in half. So now I've got 4 strips. Look at these little leftover bits. Aren't they cute? I might have to use those. I like the color and all this little confetti. It needs to be in a shaker card, doesn't it? I should totally keep those. Adorable. Okay, so what I need now is I need the cover mats. So it's on page 4. Oops, sorry about that. Mats for the cover and the spine. I'm going to get both of those out. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the mat. Basically, I'm just going to cut it to length. So I'm going to lay this down and trace it out. I'm going to lay this down. Okay, and so what I'm going to do, because I need 4 pieces because of, you know, the inside lining. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer out. This is a Fiskars heavy duty rotary precision paper trimmer. I will link that below too as well. I want to cut that part. Alright, so I'm just going to stack these puppies up. That way I only have to make 2 cuts versus 4. And I'm going to trim them both at the exact same time. Sorry about that, you couldn't see. So So I just trimmed off that extra bit, and now I'm going to trim them into 2 pieces, like that. Okay, so this one's going to be on my cover, like this. Oh, it's going to be so cute. Remember, this one's going to be landscape. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink all 4 of these with my Archival ink, and then we'll attach these border strips. So I'll be right back. So I think what I'm going to do is glue it on and then trim it off. I'm going to put glue on the back side of this piece. I'm going to do 1 piece at a time here. And I'm going to hold this up here. And then I don't know how much of it I want to show. So there. I'm gonna do it right there. Okay. So I'm gonna let this dry before I trim it off. That is cute. Alright, so I'm gonna flip it over and do the bottom too. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this off. I'm gonna use these. Just going to trim them off evenly. Oops. I dug into that corner there just a little bit. That is so cute. Okay. So then this can go right here, just like that. What do you think? I love it. Okay, I'm going to do the back piece the exact same way, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the front and back cover ready to go, and for the little spine piece, I just traced it out using my template. Where's that? It's on page 4, and I think I'm going to do this. Let me hold it up to the black so you can see. It's these little cut off pieces, these little bitty things that come off when I did those. I think I'm just gonna, that's why I wanted to try it before I got the camera back on. I'm just gonna run a line of glue along this edge, and I'm just gonna like attach them down very gently. I think that would be cute. I mean, I know it will because I already did the one side. Okay, and it kind of matches now, so it matches the cover. So I'm just gonna lay these on here, and the good thing about that Fabri-Tac is you can move it around. And it takes, for this particular one, it takes 3 of these little pieces here. This is so cute. Glad I didn't toss these out. You just never know what you're going to find or use for things for. Okay, I'm going to scoot this one down to the edge. Scoot this one down a little bit to the middle. Look at that. Oh. All right. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. I'm afraid I'm going to lose it. I feel like it's so delicate. Okay. I don't think I have a up and a down yet. So let's just stick this on here. I just cut this, traced this onto a piece of the cut off pieces that I have. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Come on, scoot a little bit this way. OMG, that is so cute. Okay, does that have a direction? It sure does. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry. I think I got that on there right. Okay, so this is the front cover. So I'm going to go ahead, I think, and glue this down. I'm not real worried about this black one matching the cover of the box as much. I said that. I don't know which one I'm going to use inside the box. Because the box is made out of black chipboard, so you know, or not black chipboard. It's made out of regular chipboard, but then I stained it with Distress Stain. Oh my gosh. I love the way that looks. That is pretty. Okay, so we're gonna have to use that stamp all throughout then. I think. Not that stamp, I'm sorry. That punch all throughout these albums. So now I'm gonna have to incorporate it into the other one. Okay, I am gonna take the time here to kind of put some more vintage-ness onto this journal cover, just to knock it down. It is super stark white looking. So I'm just going to not really cover the whole surface, but I'm not sure you're even going to, yeah, you can tell. This part doesn't have any vintage photo on it yet, and I just think it looks nicer. So I'm going to do that to this one, and I'm going to do it to that one. So the next part of the page, the main page, is page number 6. So this looks like this. It's it makes it to where you have like a side pocket. I didn't print a black one. Well, alrighty. So page 6 looks like this, and there's 2 of them on here, so that way you can do, since this really is just a one-size album, you can do both side pockets by printing them off, you know, one time. So I'm going to trim this out, and I think I'm going to trim this out and be back. Yeah, and the way I'm going to trim it out is I'm going to actually remove these 2 flaps right here, but I'm going to leave the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these all the way out and be back. Okay, so I've got them both trimmed out, and then this was the piece I was telling you about that I cut off. So now we have 2 separate pieces, and now we're going to score, well, throw in this thingy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to score all 3 sides. One right there. One right there. And right there. Going to do both pieces. And then we're going to fold these over and crease them really good. And then I'm going to ink the edges with my same Archival ink. And then I'll be back. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, now I have the 2 pieces. One's going to go here and one's going to go here. And then there's where the pocket's going to be right there. But I think I'm going to use my We Are Memory Keepers board for this. The frame punch board. Oh, do I dare. Goodness. I think that would be fun because the insert's going to be that, this paper, this metallic-y. I think that would be super cute if it slid in there and you could see the metallic on the inside. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I am going to cut this just like I did in the video. I'll link that below when I was showing you how to use this and what I thought about it. Right now it's set at a 1/2 inch. So what do I want? Do I want it to be a full inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch? Let's do 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to scoot these over. And I'm going to scoot this bar before I forget. Like that. Everything's on 3/4. And I'm going to just shove this in here. And I'm going to punch the corner out just like that. I'm going to do all 4. Oh, I hope I do this right. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to slide it under this arm here. Ooh, and it's just small enough. And I'm going to place this blade in the track. And I'm just going to make one pass. I'm going to turn it. And try to stay in the hole there. Okay, so now I'm going to ink. Ooh, I better put my thingy back over here on my board. I don't want to lose that. So now I'm going to ink the inside of that cut edge there. And before I put the acetate on there, or the transparency, or the, you know, they've got, I pulled out a piece so I wouldn't forget to say something. Here it is. Like this is something from, I've had it forever. This is a transparency, but I thought it was pretty, but I didn't think it would look real good with the metallic. I mean, it might. I might use this just to see what it looks like. It depends. Well, anyway, you know, they sell these kind of things that they're already printed on. They're so pretty. But I might use that, I might not. I don't know. But I thought I would try to use that same border as I did with this one. In here, out of black. So what do you think? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that border in here, like this. Where's the opening going to be? Yeah. So it'll be upright like this. So it's going to be on each side. No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. And I'm going to run a line of glue down through here on the edge, because I want it to be on the outside of the transparency, not on the inside, you know. I better hold it this way so I can see. This time, I don't know how much of it should show. Right there. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. So now when it's in the book, it will look like this. Aw, that's cute. I like it. Okay, I've cut a piece of acetate to fit on the inside here. So I am going to use my 1/8 of an inch score tape this time. Like I said, I found a whole bunch of it, so I'm just going to use it. Alright, I'm going to take the backing off. So now I want to make sure that I get it on this top edge really good so that when things slide in and out, there's no catching. Just like that. I really like these pocket windows. I really, really, really like them. Oh yeah, that is so cute. I like it a lot. So before the insert gets put in there, it's going to look like this. That is cute. Okay, let's go ahead and attach these down. So I'm going to get my 1/4 of an inch score tape, and I'm going to do all the tabs here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is attach the long piece to the side piece. I always do this. It helps from things getting stuck on the bottom when they're slid in there, you know. And then I'm going to take the backing off of all 3 pieces. I am going to use a little bit of glue stick just so I have a minute. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to line this up without going over the score mark. And it might be too long. I might not have trimmed it very well. The actual main base, this page right here, I might have trimmed it slightly off. So I'm going to check that, and I did. And that's okay, because it happens. Alright, so I'm going to push this down really good. Oh my gosh, that is just the coolest little thing. I really like it. Look at that. Yay. I don't know why these things make me happy, but they do. I like it. So I'm trying to decide. I might just leave it. Let's just ink it. Let's just be happy with the things that we do. Alright, so now I'm going to add this pocket. And I really like the pattern on this, so I don't think I'm going to add any sort of window. I'm just going to leave it as is. So same thing. I'm going to flip this around because this is directional. I'm going to do the same thing. line it up as best I can. And, ooh, that one actually I cut a little bit better. So see, you just never know. You just never know. I get in a hurry when I'm trimming. I know a lot of you do too. Barely got over a little bit, or a little wonky over here on this side. That's it. Okay, so that's what we got so far. And we got our 2 pockets and our see-through pocket. I'm so excited. That looks so cute. Okay, now let me get the black one prepared and ready to go. I think I forgot to tell you that I'm using 65-pound Recollection black cardstock. It's really good weight. I really like it. So that's what I'm using to print out my black pages on. Okay guys, so it started raining here. It's kind of like a thunderstorm. So if you hear any loud booms and bangs, it's because of that. I just want to point that out really quick, just in case, because it was loud just a second ago. Okay, so I did end up, I cut out the 2 pages in the black, and I did end up duplicating the pocket window, and I did use the same punch, except I used the metallic paper versus the black, and I think it turned out really cute. So also, while I was off camera, I went ahead and cut all of the mats for the pages and inked them up and everything, and that's on page 11, and it's the mat for the main base page. So this is the exact size width of your large cutoff pieces. So that's what I did. I used my large cutoff pieces, I laid it down, traced it out, and cut them out. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach all of the mats to the, they're all kind of matching. Let me see, here's one that you can really be able to tell. See the bird cage there? And then there's the bird cage there. So this mat's going to go right here, which is pretty straightforward. So I'm not going to do that on camera, but I am going to attach it with my Fabri-Tac. But I did want to share with you how I'm going to make this window mat, okay? So the window was cut with the frame punch board, and we made it 3/4 of an inch deep. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut the mat at 1/2 inch deep. So I'm going to move the little bars here. I also discovered something. I think I fixed my issue that I was having with the cutting. So I might even film like an update video for that, because I think I fixed it. So what I'm going to do is I set these at 1/2 inch. So I'm hoping that what's going to happen is it'll butt up right to this edge, the mat will, and then they'll be the same 1/4 inch all the way around the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and punch the corners. I'm so excited about the, I think I fixed the cutting issue. I really do. I'm so excited. Okay, so I've moved all the bars to 1/2 inch. Now, this thing here, this tool here, this part rotates. This part here is like loose, but it doesn't like tighten up. So I was trying to tighten it up, going, is that what my problem is? So what I decided to do is, let me lift this up. Instead of just going straight down onto that arm there, I'm going to tilt it at an angle, put my blade against the rail, and then put the notch inside the rail. Does that make sense? So I'm not sure how to show you guys how I'm doing this. So I'm going to tilt it, put my blade up against the rail, and then put the notch in, and then I'm going to make my cut. Okay, so I'm thinking that this will make a cleaner cut, and that one was awesome. So let's see if it does it all the way around correctly. That one was awesome. That one was awesome. And that one was awesome. Watch this. Perfect. There's no doodads sticking out anywhere. There's nothing to trim off anywhere. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So now let's see if it fits before I get too excited. So I think I'm going to film an update on that, because that's important. That was getting a little frustrating. So let's see if it'll fit. And it fits perfectly. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to ink the inside of this, and then I'm going to attach them all down with my Fabri-Tac. Oops, I forgot my tray. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so I attached all the mats down. There's that one, and there's the bird cage, and then there's the frame, and then that one. So I think I'm going to stop the video here, and in the next video I'm going to do all the pockets and inserts and tags and things for both of these mini albums. I will link everything in the description box below, everything that I used, all the products as best I can. I can't guarantee it, but I will try to link everything below, plus my templates. I will definitely link those below, and any videos that I've mentioned below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit this little circle right here and check out these 2 other videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye.